I woke up this morning with a desire to embarrass myself on the internet again. So that's what I'm going to do, because apparently that's what all my life is for, embarrassing myself. So this happened Wednesday, and it like spans over 3 days. So Wednesday, I'm going to school, typically normal day. And then when like for a guy you're trying to go to the bathroom, and I crap myself. It was awkward as heck. I'm like, this did not just happen. So I'm like, and then I go to the next class, and I'm like, oh my god, I can smell myself. This is the worst. And then I'm like, you know what? I gotta go to the bathroom. I have to deal with this. So what I do? No, I take freaking paper towels full of soap, and I'm shoving them up my butt. Okay, just trying to clean it, because I can't go back to the dorm to clean it myself. And so I flush the paper towel down the toilet, and I get one with water and do the same. So, normal day, and then I'm thinking everyone can smell this is so awful, because my friend next to me, she has like sinus or whatever, but it's like a cold, but not COVID. So she's like sniffing like that. And I'm like, she can totally smell this is so embarrassing. And then later at work, I'm working at County Market, and I'm facing stuff on the shelf. So that's where you fit stuff and make it look proper so the customer can buy it. And what aisle do I get put in? The freaking toilet paper and air freshener aisle. I'm like, are they trying to send a message, or is this just a coincidence? And then my day gets worse, because one of the actual employees at the store come over, and I'm just facing toilet paper while he's talking to my job coach about his wife that has some kind of cancer and how she's not doing well, and he's just going on and on. I'm like, this is really, really awkward. So finally the day ends, and I take a shower. I'm like, phew, I never have to hear about this again. And then Thursday, on the announcements, one of them is, we do not take brown paper towels and flush them down the toilet. They need to be put in a garbage can. And I'm like, are they targeting me? Because that's exactly what I did. But I'm like, they really want soap that was up my butt in the garbage can. I don't think so. And then Friday, on the announcement, they say you can put toilet paper in the toilet, but you have to flush maybe once or twice or 3 times for it to go down. I'm like, this is too much of a coincidence. This is just weird. So yeah, that's that story. That only I had to deal with, because I'm me. Okay. Yeah, not cool. Anyway, so the first one. This happens mostly at schools. So I'm just walking, and I smash my private parts into a desk or a table. It is the most painful thing in the world, because like I can't see the desk in front of me, but also because of my height, that puts my private part right at the edge of the desk, and I can't make a sound, because if I make any sort of sound, like, ow, that hurt. And they're like, oh, are you okay, OT? I'm like, what am I supposed to say? No, I just smashed my balls against the desk, and I'm in total pain. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Okay, second one, this happened in PE this week, and that's what made me think of it. Whenever we do stretches, when you lay on your stomach, there's these 2 stretches called the Superman and the airplane, and they are extremely painful because you lift your arms and your legs, and you're laying on your stomach. But the key part you're stretching is your stomach, so it's all lifted off the ground. So the only thing that's left on the ground is your hips, and what's right below your hips, yeah. Once again, my balls are getting smashed into the floor while I'm trying to do stretches during PE class. Extremely painful. Then the third thing, whenever, like, guys maybe have to pick up the seat to go to the bathroom. So you pick it up, but then you don't make sure that the seat isn't all the way up, so you're halfway doing your business, and then the seat just falls and almost crushes, you know what? Yeah, it's extremely painful when it actually does hit it. Somehow these only happen to me, and I never hear anyone else talks about it. So, I don't know why I'm so lucky to have toilet seats fall on me and me running into desks and tables, but that explains my life. Why do teenage girls want me to get arrested at my school? Okay, let me explain, because this is going to sound weird without context, so I'm just going to explain it. So, this is 2 separate instances, where the first one happened with my friend Anya and I, and I've mentioned her before in a different story. And so it's me, Anya, and Haley. We're just sort of hanging out in front of school waiting for the bell to ring, and me and Haley just having a conversation, and you know the stereotype where it's like, oh, a boy and a girl standing next to each other talking. They must like each other and they have to be dating and almost married. Yeah, that stereotype. Oh, you don't know how annoying it is. The problem is, I'm 18 and she's 13. So I'm just like, you know you guys can't date, right? He's 18 and you're 13. And we're like, we know Anya. And she just keeps going on and on and on. And then eventually Haley just tells her to shut up and screams that we are FRIDNDS. Like literally spells out the word friends, saying that we are friends. Which we are. And so Anya then calls her a jerk. And those two weren't speaking to each other for like a day. And so that's the first thing. So I'm like, she wants me to date a girl underage. Then the second incident happened like last week. So me and Haley were walking back from track practice, and she's like, you want to do the boyfriend-girlfriend prank? And I'm like, what's the boyfriend-girlfriend prank? You know, two people, they say they're dating and they're not dating. I'm like, no, I don't feel like getting arrested. And she's like, no, it'll just be a joke. I'm like, the staff will not take that as an acceptable answer as just a joke. I could get in actual trouble for that. If I get overheard. So I feel like the FBI or something is trying to hire teenage girls to get dirt on me, so then I can get arrested for some crime that I unknowingly did. So yeah, FBI, if you see this, please stop hiring my friend to try to date me or think that I want to date them, because I don't. I finally figured out how to break my curse. So if you are unaware, I have this curse where apparently girls don't like me for some weird reason. I've never been able to figure it out. I've been trying to figure it out for about 3 years. But since it's October and Halloween's at the end of the month, my genius idea is I'm going to start going up to girls and being like, hey, what are you going to dress up for Halloween? And they're going to be like, oh, I'm going to be a skeleton or a witch or something like that. I'm like, can I dress up as your boyfriend for Halloween? Best pickup line ever. I hope this works. It just dawned on me. So I feed my dog twice a day, 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. And she also gets treats throughout the day. Like my brother and I will just give her treats because she's a good girl. How come my dog eats more meals than I do? Because literally, I'm such a picky eater, and I rarely eat anything, that my dog gets more nutrition in a day than I do. She's only 2. I'm 18. What the heck is that? If you ever, are about to fall over dead and you need a doctor, don't call me, because I am probably the worst doctor possible. Let me explain why. So for an explanation, I was at this space camp in Huntsville, Alabama, and we had to do these different space missions, and they assigned me as the doctor. Now, I had no clue what I was getting into. I didn't get to pick the job. They just gave it to me. And it was freaking ridiculous. So, I had to solve kidney stones. It was all like pretend stuff. So we have kidney stones. So they're like, there's urine and blood on the floor, and she has a pain in her side. So I'm like, what the heck is this? So I'm looking through the book, trying to find it, and there's nothing in there for a kidney stone. So then I say it's a UTI instead of kidney stone, so that's wrong. And then they eventually tell me that it is kidney stone, but the book was wrong, but I guess correctly. So I guess I got that half right, and we were given Skittles for pain medication, because Skittles solve everything. Then we have the girl, another girl, she does, the best impressions of hiccups. She did them so well, we thought she was choking, instead of just regular hiccups. Then we have someone else passing out and having a heart attack, and I'm taking 5,000 years to try to find a cure for heart attack. Just don't hire me as your doctor ever. I will let you die. I'm not bad at my job.
Like the one you saw, maybe I'm too emotional. Maybe you never cared at all. Maybe I'm too emotional. Empathy is like the one you saw. Maybe I'm too emotional. Or maybe you never cared at all. Maybe you look happy and healthy, not me. If you ever cared to ask, good for you, you're doing good at this. Not me, baby. Sociopath, I lost my mind, I spent the night crying on the floor of my really easily.
So, if you can't tell, I just got back from my senior homecoming, and it was freaking lit. Okay, I never thought I'd have so much fun, and it really is a difference between public school and, it's not a private school, a state-funded school, but all schools are state-funded. There's a difference, okay, between the visually impaired school and public school. One, there's not close to, like, I don't know, 400 or 500 people in a gym. So that's nice, because if I was at homecoming for, like, at the visually impaired, it would have been a lot smaller, like 25 to 30 of us instead of 400. And also, it would vary lots, so I would have to ask my friends how it was there, but at our homecoming, not everyone wore masks. They never said 6 feet one time. I want to take the 6 feet, shove it up there, you know what. But I get tired of hearing that at school, so it was nice not to hear that. And there was just drama, I guess, because I was having to escape from this girl that's had a crush on me for 5 years, because I'm a grade ahead of her. So when she was in 6th grade, I was in 7th grade, and she liked me, and she still likes me now. So yeah, I still have to worry about that. Then we have me talking to some old friends since I haven't seen them in like 2 years, and they had to shut down the homecoming 15 minutes early because they were doing crowd surfing, and they're like, you know what, no crowd surfing because we can't have fun, so shutting the whole thing down. So that was fun. So honestly, other than the ending part, it was a pretty fun homecoming. So if you think back to a few weeks ago, you remember that god-awful TikTok I made where I was asking my ex-girlfriend / friend Sydney to homecoming with me, and a few days later my friend Alyssa said, hey, you should leave an update. And I'm like, I feel like more stuff is gonna happen, so I'm gonna wait. So here is that very wanted update, because a lot of stuff has happened as I predicted correctly. So she rejected me in royal fashion on Messenger, and she's like, I'm going with Leo instead. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool, we're still friends, cool. I'm like, well, who should I ask instead? Because Alyssa at the time had a boyfriend, so she's off the table. Plus, she'll probably reject me again, like all the other countless TikTok stories. So I'm like, I'll ask my friend Nevaeh. Now, I was literally gonna do like the unbreakable rule and ask someone out over text message. So I literally sent her the first text, "Hi, how was your weekend?" And then I was gonna text, "Do you want to go to homecoming with me?" But then I found out she was in a relationship with Julian, and there's nothing wrong with Julian. I just rather would go to homecoming with a plastic fork, or a beach towel, or a hand grenade, or a plastic fork that's a beach towel, also a hand grenade, than go to prom with Julian. So I'm guessing Nevaeh didn't ask me because I'm over 18 and she's below 18. Perfect, that makes sense. Then at school, me and my friend Sarah, we're just hanging out. I'm like, what if I ask Sarah to go to homecoming? And I got really close to asking her. I'm like, no, I'll wait. Then I find out she's in a secret relationship for the entire first month of school. She's in this secret relationship with my friend Cavante, which I had no clue about. So that's shocking. So I'm like, okay, she's off the table. Then I find out even my friend Gabby, the one that just tagged me in TikTok just to get more views, she even asked a boy to go to homecoming. And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? Then I find out I'm not even going to be at school for homecoming, so there's no point of asking someone when I'm not gonna be there. So that just leaves me and my invisible girlfriend Allie, who I've introduced in a previous TikTok, are going to my hometown homecoming tonight in Mattoon. So it's just gonna be me slow dancing with Allie, and it's gonna be real embarrassing. Yay! Can we stop using expressions that make no sense whatsoever? I was just talking to my brother and he said, that is bone dry. Now, apparently, that's supposed to mean, oh, it's really dry, it's not wet at all, nothing wet on it. But bones aren't dry? So I don't know where that expression comes from. Because if you think about it, your teeth are technically bones, and you have saliva not in your mouth, so they're not dry from that. And when you think about the bones inside your body, there's blood and white and red blood cells and all that stuff inside of your body surrounding your bones as well, so they're not dry. So I don't know where that expression came from or who the idiot that came up with it, but they need to rethink their logic.